Hello friends, welcome to Abacus Academy. In this video, we are discussing some of the multiple choice questions related to concrete technology, which will be useful in the preparation of various competitive examinations. So let us go to the questions. The first question: for a structure subjected to the action of seawater, the cement used is rapid hardening cement, low heat cement, high alumina cement, sulfate resisting cement. The correct answer is option C, high alumina cement. High alumina cement contains about 35% of alumina. This cement sets very quickly and it attains a higher ultimate strength in a very short period of time. So it is used for structure which is subjected to the action of seawater, chemical plants, furnaces, etc. The other types of cements given in the options were rapid hardening cement. Rapid hardening cement is also known as high early strength cement. It is lighter than ordinary Portland cement. Since the curing period for this cement is very short, therefore it is very economical and it is used where high early strength is desired, such as in the construction of road pavements, for cold weather concreting, and where formwork is to be removed as early as possible. The drawback of rapid hardening cement is that it should not be used for massive concrete structures. Another type of cement that we use in construction is low heat cement. Low heat cement contains a low percentage of tricalcium silicate. Tricalcium silicate which hydrates very quickly, and it also contains a higher percentage of dicalcium silicate which hydrates very slowly. It also has less lime content than ordinary Portland cement, thus it possesses less compressive strength, and also this cement is widely used in the construction of retaining walls. The drawback of low heat cement is that it should not be used for thin concrete structures. Another type of cement is sulfate resisting cement. So the property of sulfate resisting cement is that the percentage of tricalcium aluminate is kept very low, that is below 5%. So it results in the increase in the resistance power against sulfates. Therefore, it is used in structures which are likely to be damaged by severe alkaline conditions, that is sulfate attacks such as canal linings, culverts, etc. Second question: the phenomenon by virtue of which cement does not undergo large change in volume when treated with water is known as option A, fineness, option B, soundness, option C, setting time, and option D, none of these. The correct answer is option B, soundness. So soundness is the property of cement by virtue of which it does not undergo large change in volume when treated with water. The presence of excess lime in cement causes the expansion of cement. So soundness test is carried out to detect the presence of uncombined lime and magnesia, which causes the expansion of cement. Soundness test is carried out by using Le-Chatelier apparatus or autoclave method. Le-Chatelier apparatus is most common. So the Le-Chatelier apparatus mold is shown in this figure. The cement paste is filled in this mold and it is kept in a thermostatic bath and heated continuously for about 30 minutes, and the expansion of this cement in this mold is noted. According to Indian standard specification, the expansion should not exceed 10 mm for any type of Portland cement. So soundness is important soundness is an important property of cement, and it is carried out by using Le-Chatelier apparatus or autoclave method. Next question: a compaction factor of 0.88 indicates that the workability of concrete is option A, very low, option B, low, option C, medium, and option D, high. So the value is 0.88, compaction factor of 0.88. It indicates that the workability of concrete is medium. The correct answer is option C. So what is compaction factor? We all know that compaction factor, slump test, and VB consistometer, all the all these tests are carried out to determine the workability of concrete. The peculiarity of compaction factor test is that it is purely a laboratory test. It can be conducted in a laboratory. The apparatus of compaction factor test is shown in this figure. It consists of an upper hopper, a lower hopper, and a cylinder. The distance between all these hoppers, the upper hopper, lower hopper, and cylinders, is 200 mm or 20 centimeter. So, compaction factor is defined as the weight of partially compacted concrete to the fully compacted concrete. So, first concrete is mixed up and put in this upper hopper, then it is open to that lower door is open and it is made to fall to lower hopper, and from lower hopper it is made to fall to the cylinder, and the weight of cement is noted. This is the weight of partially compacted concrete. After that, the concrete is taken outside and then refilled again into the cylinder and fully compacted. This weight is known as the weight of fully compacted concrete. So, the ratio of this partially compacted concrete to the fully compacted concrete gives the compaction factor. And according to the values of compaction factor, the workability of concrete can be classified. So, if it is between 0.75 to 0.80, the degree of workability is very low. If the compaction factor is between 0.8 to 0.85, the degree of workability is low. If it is 0.85 to 0.92, the degree of workability is medium. And if it is greater than 0.92, it is high workable concrete. So, in the question it is given that 0.88, so it is a medium workable concrete. Next question. The rule of water-cement ratio was established by option A. Duff Abram, option B. Plowman, option C. W. Sims, option D. Dr. Carl Terzaghi. The correct answer is option A. Duff Abram. So, water-cement ratio was proposed by Duff Abram, and we generally call it as Abram's water-cement ratio. Okay. Next question. The removal of excess air after placing concrete helps in increasing the strength of concrete by option A 15 to 20%, option B 20 to 30%, option C 30 to 50%, and option D 50 to 70%. Correct answer is option A 15 to 20%. So, this type of concrete is known as vacuum concrete. Okay, vacuum concrete is the cement concrete from which entrained air and excess water are removed with a vacuum pump after it is being placed in position. The removal of this excess air after placing the concrete helps in increasing the strength of concrete by 15 to 20%. It is used for all types of reinforced concrete works. Okay, so remember the name vacuum concrete. Next question. The cement concrete prepared by mixing aluminium in it is called option A. Air entrained concrete, option B. Cellular concrete, option C. Aerated concrete, and option D. All of these. The correct answer is option D. All of these. So, cellular concrete or aerated concrete or air entrained concrete is prepared by mixing aluminium in the cement concrete. It is light in weight and spongy in structure. It is used for roof slab and precast units in partitions, etc. for heat and sound insulation. Okay. Next question. For compacting large sections of mass concrete in structures, the type of vibrator used is option A. Internal vibrator, option B. Screed vibrator, option C. Foam vibrator, and option D. All of these. The correct answer is option A. Internal vibrator. We know that vibrators are used for compacting the concrete structures or compacting concrete after it is placed in position. The various types of vibrators used are internal vibrators, surface or screed vibrators, foam or shutter vibrators, table vibrators, etc. So these are all types of vibrators used for compacting concrete. In case of large sections of mass concrete in structures, the type of vibrator used is internal vibrator. The next type of vibrator given, screed vibrator or external vibrator, is used for compacting plain concrete or one-way reinforced concrete floors. Next question. The process of mixing, transporting, placing and compacting the cement concrete should not take more than option A 30 minutes, option B 60 minutes, option C 90 minutes, and option D 120 minutes. The correct answer is option A 30 minutes. So the process of mixing, transporting, placing and compacting the cement concrete should not take more than 30 minutes. It will lead to other defects such as maybe segregation cause, or the concrete will set, etc. So the maximum time is 30 minutes. Next question, the leveling operation that removes humps and hollows and gives a true uniform concrete surface is called option A, screeding, option B, floating, option C, traveling and option D, compacting. The correct answer is option A, screeding. The leveling operation that removes humps and hollows and give a true and uniform concrete surface is known as screeding. So these are options given. The first three options, screeding, floating and traveling, all these are finishing operations in concrete after compacting. Okay, the floating is a process of removing the irregularities from the surface of concrete left after screeding. So you can see this image, we can understand what is screeding and traveling. Screeding is the process of removing the lumps and hollows from concrete. Floating is the process of removing irregularities from the surface of concrete, and the next one is traveling. Traveling is the final operation when smooth and dense concrete surface is required. Okay, it is the final operation of finishing the concreting surface after screeding also, when smooth and dense concrete surfaces are required. Next question, in lime concrete, lime is used as option A, coarse aggregate, option B, fine aggregate, option C, binding material and option D, admixture. So in lime concrete, lime is used as a binding material. So option C is the correct answer. Hydraulic lime is used in lime concrete, it is used as a binding material. Okay. So friends, that's all for today, and thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.